Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, find a way to win, find a way to lose. Hey, y'all remember when I did that video? I do so many. But I did that 1 minute short about Zhilei, Zhang, and Joe Joyce. Y'all remember what I said? If you don't remember, well, here it is. Let me press play.
Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. Listen, there's no way in the world Joe Joyce is going to beat Zhilei Zhang. I don't care what Joyce has to say. I just don't think he beats him. I don't care how much weight he loses, how much weight he gains. I don't care what kind of sparring he did. I don't care what conditions he's in. This is the thing. When you get beat the way he got beat and his face damaged the way he got damaged, it won't take much for Zhilei Zhang to touch him with that big bomb on the left hand and right hook to irritate those areas in his face that have already been damaged, which will result in swelling. It won't take much for Zhilei Zhang to touch him with that big bomb on the left hand and right hook, to touch him with that big bomb on the left hand and right hook, to touch him with that big bomb on the left hand and right hook to irritate those areas in his face that have already been damaged, which will result in swelling. But I don't know if you guys have seen Zhilei Zhang. He is in shape. I personally think he's going to get Joe Joyce out of there faster this time. Faster this time. Faster this time. I got Zhilei Zhang with a stoppage by round 4, by round 4, by round 4, by round 4. I just don't think Joe Joyce can stand up to those punches.
Ooh-wee. Man, Hood Champion been on a roll lately, hasn't he? I can call it. And it's just because I'm trying to take the emotion out of these predictions. Because if I would have went with my emotions, I would have said, I'm rooting for Joe Joyce, so I think Joe Joyce would get the knockout in the later rounds. But I've stopped doing it. I just sit there and apply some intelligence, and I'm real about it and take the emotion out of it. But the same way I've been able to kind of call some of these fights, I don't mean I have a crystal ball. I just, like I said, I try not to be biased and to take the emotion out of it. I'm going to tell y'all right now, when it comes to Jared Anderson and Zhilei Zhang, I'm going to call that one too. And I think that fight I think in 4 rounds, Zhang knocks out Jared Anderson. And hey, y'all got to understand, I'm not here going to root for somebody just because of whatever. I got to be fair. I love boxing. I don't love a boxer. My 2 favorite boxers were Zhilei and Chris Bird. But we got to put some things in perspective, man, if we're going to sit here and talk about Jared Anderson and Zhilei Zhang. I already see people saying, oh, Jared Anderson would knock out Zhang. Jared Anderson is different. Hey, listen, hold your horses. Let's not take it to the stupid. I like Jared Anderson. Jared Anderson can fight. But have y'all forgotten that Jared Anderson almost got tranquilized several times by Charles Martin? Quirky. Now, this is the thing about Charles Martin. He's southpaw. Zhang's southpaw. Martin has power. Zhang has more power. And Charles Martin he doesn't have balance. He doesn't get real torque on his punches. Charles Martin isn't the most patient fighter. He doesn't seem to have the most skill. I think Charles Martin should have never left Manny Robles. And then if he would have still been with Manny Robles, I think he would have knocked out Jared Anderson. But Martin's bouncing all over the place. But that being said, just look at how Jared Anderson struggled and I'm not trying to be disrespectful to Charles Martin, but to a clumsy, I would just say kind of unpolished, just a big, strong 6'5", 6'6" southpaw. Let me tell you something. Zhilei Zhang is not Charles Martin. He is Jared Anderson's worst nightmare. And although Zhilei Zhang is the Chinese one, I think Jared Anderson and his team may put some duck sauce on that fried rice. Because I'm telling you, they don't want to put him in there with no Zhilei Zhang. Zhilei Zhang will destroy Jared Anderson. with that same combination that I've been saying, damn left, right hook. If you watch Zhang has perfected fundamentals. It's just like in other sports. You know what your strengths are, so that's your go-to when you're in the game or you're on the court. If you're not a three-point shooter playing basketball, you shouldn't be shooting no damn three-pointers. If your thing is there, inside the paint, floaters, if you're a big guy, your thing is playing down low. If you're a point guard and handling the ball, then you should be bringing the ball up the court. You shouldn't have your goddamn 7'7" Mutombo coming down the court trying to dribble the ball. Everyone has to know their strengths. And for Zhang, he knows what his strengths are. He knows what his go-tos are. And he's perfected it. And although somebody was disagreeing with me on Twitter, Zhang has extremely fast feet and extremely fast hands. And he can throw off-rhythm punches. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, Jared Anderson, he's strong, he's explosive, he throws combinations, and he has good stamina. I think that would be a better matchup for Zhang than Joe Joyce. But at the end of the day, I just think Zhang, once he lands, I think within 4 rounds, Jared Anderson's out of there. Because Jared Anderson, to me, already has 1 foot outside of boxing. I already think he's already kind of mentally checked out outside of boxing. So Zhang is just have to come out there, man, and just, mop and glow him. Get him out of here. Clean the floor. Because we don't need Jared Anderson out here, pussyfooting around in the sport of boxing if he doesn't really want to be there. And I tell you what, fighting Zhang, that's going to let the whole world, that's going to let him know just how far he wants to go. Because you got to understand, you listen to what Zhilei Love said. People calling Zhilei Love a bum. Zhilei Love could fight. But what happened is as you start to progress through the ranks and you start to fight other elite fighters, it gets tough. Zhilei Love said it. He's like, these guys are, they just have just as much skill as you. They have speed. They have power. He was like, it gets tough. You just can't expect to just keep knocking people out and outpointing people. He's like, as you move up in the ranks, he's like, you start fighting other guys who are elite, and the best man's going to win. And in this case, I think with Jared Anderson, look, after Charles Martin, he got in there and fought somebody who didn't put up the kind of fight we thought he would. He was an old fighter, although that fighter, he brought a lot to the table as far as his name and resume, but he was old, man. Almost 20-year career already. So the matchmaking was spot on, and Top Rank has some of the best matchmaking. But I'm going to tell y'all right now, they are not trying to put Jared Anderson in with Zhang. And Zhang doesn't seem to have Jared Anderson on his radar. He's focused on Tyson Fury, but I just don't think Zhang is going to get a shot at Tyson Fury. And this is what people need to understand. It doesn't matter what you want, what I want. Zhang has a title. If Zhang didn't have a title, he may be able to get over there and mix it up with Tyson Fury. But he unfortunately has a title in the WBO, the Interim World Heavyweight Championship. And as a result, Zhang has to fight WBO ranked fighters. Now, that being said, when we come and we take a look, let me make this larger for you guys, right? When we take a look at Zhang here in the WBO column, right? I went over this last night. This is just being real. It's either he fights Usyk, which he's Hrgovic's the mandatory, then it's probably Zhang. Hrgovic may beat Usyk, to be honest with you, but if he doesn't beat Usyk, it'll be Zhang or Tyson. Tyson Fury should have the opportunity to fight Alexander Usyk, but Fury doesn't seem to be interested. Then Zhang, then Manuel Char. I can't see Manuel Char getting in there with whoever's the unified champion. And the thing is, Manuel Char and Gerald Miller fight. I think Gerald Miller beats Manuel Char, so Gerald Miller could be fighting for the unified titles. Isn't that crazy? But the bottom line is, first up for Usyk, Hrgovic. Second could be Fury. If not Fury, it'll probably be Zhang. Now, depending on his matchmakers, they may say Zhang is a problem. Let's just see the winner of Char and Gerald Miller and go that route. That's what they could do. Now, when you look at Zhang, let's say none of those fights are on the table. What Zhang has to look at is Anthony Joshua. If Anthony Joshua and what's his name, Eddie Hearn decide to just try to work on this Deontay Wilder fight, which they could, then that leaves Zhang with Jared Anderson and Frank Sanchez. So when you look at it, I just don't think Jared Anderson is going to have the confidence to try to run in on a guy like Zhang, who's a very effective counterpuncher. And Zhang lets his hands go, and he throws that jab out. That jab is just to blind you, and that left is so straight. And you watch when he turns up on the ball of his foot, he gets some serious torque on that left hand, and then he'll step back just enough to get you to bait and throw a punch, and then out of nowhere that hook flies. And that's his bread and butter, man. Paw with the jab, parrying your jab, paw, up and down, little feints, with using his feet, everything. And then out of nowhere, he explodes. And the thing is, if he hits you, he hurts you. Everyone he's fought, he's hurt. And I would have to say that I think Zhang, just like we got to give Joe Joyce all the credit in the world for coming in there and making an attempt to redeem himself, we got to give Zhang all the credit in the world for destroying the granite chin of Joe Joyce, the guy who's proven to have a chin of iron. Well, actually, Zhang just happened to be the equalizer. He has that, like he says, Chinese power. And that Chinese power is no joke. So really, we're looking at Jared Anderson and Frank Sanchez. Like, that's really how this should play out. But when the secret society gets involved, it is what it is. But this thing about Jared Anderson, man, you got to look at, I'm telling you, Jared Anderson, the punches he averages around, like 30, right? 30-something. Now, that could be a little off, take it with a grain of salt. That is going to drop to about 15 punches around against Zhang. Because if his team is smart, they're going to recognize this man is a counterpuncher. And once he hurts you, that's when he really starts to unload on his offense. So they can't come in there giving him opportunities like Earl Spence did against Terrence Crawford. You just can't come out there thinking you're going to be on the front foot against a highly effective counterpuncher who has extreme power in both hands and can put you night-night. So Jared Anderson's punch output is going to go down. And that's not good for him. Because now he's into thinking more. He's 6'4", 6'3", 6'4". He's going to be outweighed by like 60 pounds. Man, the reach difference, 5-6 inches, it's just all bad for Jared Anderson. Just thinking about going and fighting Zhilei Zhang with the Chinese power. Leave that man alone. And to be honest with you, Zhilei Zhang is 40. But I'm telling you, man, when you see these guys get past 33 and they seem to be getting bigger, stronger, faster every year, hey, I don't care who it is, makes you wonder what kind of cocktail they're on. Because remember, cocktails can be legal or illegal. But it makes you wonder what's their supplementation strategy. What is it they're doing to where they get stronger and faster as they get older? I need to find that fountain of youth. Oh, I need me one of those cocktails because my body aches. I'm not saying that I should be feeling like I'm 19 again. I'm 48. But man, I got pain. I used to run marathons. I used to box. I lift a lot of weights. Played a lot of sports. But let me tell you, I started feeling the kind of way about 32, 33. When I was running a mile and a half, I was no longer running no damn 6 minute and 50-second mile and a half. Then a couple years after, it was like 7:40. Then it was like 9-something. Then it was 10:20. By the time I got in my 40s, it was like 11-something mile and a half. And I was like, how the hell I go almost like, put another 5 minutes, 6 minutes on my time from when I was a young man. But, it just happens. But when I see these guys getting stronger and faster, it makes me wonder. I'm just being honest with you. I'm not accusing anyone of anything. I'm just telling you as a common sense man, how's that happen? You know what I'm saying? How they keep pushing. That's all I'm getting at. But that being said, for Jared Anderson, I'm not sure what he's going to do. But I tell you what, when you look at where he's racking stacked across these sanctioning bodies, I'm not sure. I'll go ahead and show you while we're talking about it. You see my boy is number 2 in the WBO. That's why I think Zhang's going to get him if Top Rank chooses to. You see where he is. He's number 7 in the IBF. He's number 6 in the WBC. And he's number 8 in the WBA. Now, I'm going to tell you right now that the Top Rank is going to be looking to make Jared Anderson against Gerald Miller if Gerald Miller beats Manuel Char. they are going to look to have Jared Anderson leapfrog everyone. Because Daniel Dubois, he just lost. He ain't getting a shot at nothing. He just lost that WBA title. He's in the breeze. Makhmudov, I don't know what they're going to do, but they just dropped him into the WBA down one. So, he may not get an opportunity. Jared Miller's about to bang. He got Pero, AJ, who's not going to be fighting. He's going to be fighting probably Deontay Wilder. So Pero's not going to get an opportunity. AJ's not even thinking about it. He's focused on the WBC. And Wilder, Alunga, nobody giving him a chance at anything. And Wilder's over there trying to worry about this damn WBC. So when you look at it, Jared Anderson at number 8 could trump Daniel Dubois, who's 7, who lost. Makhmudov, they bumped him down. I can't see them giving him an opportunity over Jared Anderson. Miller's going to be fighting for the title. Pero, he's not getting any shots at all. That 9-0 record, that's not, and no one knows him. And he doesn't have the machine behind him like Anderson. AJ's over there focused with the WBC and Wilder. Alunga, nobody giving him an opportunity than Wilder. So when you look at it, Anderson has the best shot to get a shot at the WBA. He does not have a chance at the WBC. As far as the IBF, you got Hrgovic fighting Usyk, then you got Joshua Wilder. Who knows what happens if they don't fight? Somebody be looking to get at the IBF route. Frank Sanchez, Joseph Parker. So Jared Anderson, more than likely, his best route to a title is fighting Zhang to pick up an interim heavyweight title because he's ranked number 2. And Joshua's ranked number 1. And Joshua's worried about the damn WBC and Wilder and making real money. So you could see Zhang and Jared Anderson. That's really the fight, realistically, that should be next for him. Or you could have Zhang, who don't want to fight him because he's chasing big money. But I tell you what, if Zhang and Anderson fighting in China, Zhang will make probably $100 million. 300 million people watch. Zhang said he expects over 1 billion to tune into his next fight. If he fights in China, first, they're going to probably have to do it in a stadium. Secondly, they could do it pay-per-view. If he gets 100 million people to buy that fight at $10, that man can charge $1. 100 million people watch it, and he and Jared Anderson make gazillions. What I'm telling y'all, I'm not making this up. What I'm telling you is the truth. Them Chinese people, man, they support their own. They're gonna get behind them. They have a big heavyweight champion of the world, and there's this something going on throughout Asia when it comes to sports and boxing and athletics, where it's really bubbling right now. You look at Naoya Inoue. Some people say, the Chinese and Japanese don't get along, and the Koreans don't like the Japanese, and the Vietnamese don't like this. Look, at the end of the day, forget all the political crap and the history and culture and all that. When it comes to sports, Asians on the same page. And China, Japan, Korea, let me tell you something. Them guys who are out here putting in work, they appreciate each other, they support each other. And when it comes to these different consortiums and these different organizations that are formed to support the Asian athletes, especially guys like Zhang and Inoue, they are going to come together and support each other. And I bet you them Japanese will be cheering for Zhang just like the Chinese cheer for Inoue. It's an Asian thing that you wouldn't understand. But long story short, Jared Anderson and possibly being matched up with Zhang, I'm going to tell you again, do not even think about it. Because if Charles Martin got to him, Zhang will kill him. And I'm just speaking facts. And if you disagree with me, leave it in the comments below. Let's have a conversation. That being said, man, shout out to the veterans all 7 continents. Y'all eat something good. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'm in the breeze.